Good evening, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. It's a Sunday evening. I hope you had a good Sunday. Very snowy day here in London. Cool day though. Good to see some snow finally. Anyway, I had the idea for this video whilst watching some other videos, and I thought to myself, I don't know, I haven't seen this. They were talking about debuts, and I thought, well, I haven't seen this video around. I'm sure it's probably been done somewhere along the line, but basically the idea is to list what is your favorite sophomore or second follow-up to the debut albums of all time in your collection. Well, in your collection, or all time if you like. My one is in my collection, so there'll be a couple probably missing, say, of all time. It's my favourite bands. I went through all my album, all my collection, and pick out the bands which I felt had a really notable, amazing second album after a debut. So I picked out 20 in total. Five of them are just honourable mentions, and 15 of them are ranked from 15 to 1. So quickly, the honourable mentions. Astral Doors, Evil is Forever. I love Astral Doors, Swedish classic metal, classic hard rock mix. I love this album. It's one of their best, I think. Evil is Forever. Next is Morbid Angels, Blessed Are the Sick. It nearly made my 15. It could make the 15, but it just missed out. It is a classic though. Powerwolf, Lupus Dei. I love Powerwolf. The first album is not so great. It's good, but Lupus Dei is when Powerwolf comes into their own. I mean, it's a cracking release. Next one is Old Man's Child, The Pagan Prosperity. Old Man's Child is one of the few black metal bands that I listen to, and I love this album, The Pagan Prosperity. I think it's a great album. It's sort of melodic, it's very keyboardy, great riffs, very enjoyable for a black metal album. And the final one for the honourable mentions is Dragon Force's Sonic Firestorm. The debut was sort of like hinting at the greatness to come, but Sonic Firestorm is the first one where they get into their own, they get a proper production, and you get the typical Dragon Force sound. But anyway, those are those albums. Now I'm going to go to the 15. I'm going to put the front cover here. That's why I've left a big gap here as usual. I'm going to name a few songs from the album that I like and a reason why I like it, and so on. So in 15th place is Opeth and Morning Rise. I remember when I first got this album, I was mesmerised by it. It was just like, I hadn't heard anything really like this. It's sort of melodic, progressive death metal, but with some clean vocals, long drawn out songs. The two songs that I really like are Advent, which is the opening track. It's an epic track. And the most epic of all, which is Black Rose Immortal. That is just an awesome track. I mean, I've totally gone off Opeth in the meanwhile. You know, I followed Opeth for a while. Nowadays I've really almost, I would say, given up on Opeth. I know it seems a harsh term, but I don't know, it's just not for me anymore. They've abandoned their roots completely, so it's not, I mean, it's not that I don't like that kind of music. I like plenty of bands like that, but I don't know. For Opeth, I prefer when they were progressive melodic death metal. Okay, in 14th place, it's Boston's Don't Look Back. Everyone knows the Boston debut is just like, you know, it's like some kind of phenomena for melodic rock from the 70s. But the follow-up album is just as good for me. I mean, a lot of people say it's not as good, but I just love Don't Look Back. The title track is just absolutely amazing. The other two songs I'm going to point out are It's Easy, which is just a killer catchy song. I love It's Easy. And the ballad, A Man I'll Never Be. That is a really cool, really melodic, emotional ballad. Sung really well by, what's his name? The singer who passed away, unfortunately. Brad Delp, his name finally came into my head. He sings it absolutely amazing. I mean, he's an amazing singer throughout the album, but on A Man I'll Never Be is just top class. And I love this album. I think, okay, it doesn't have the surprise of the debut, but to me, it's just as classy a piece of work for a melodic rock band in that time. Okay, number 13, switching styles completely. We have Decapited's second album, Nihility, or Nihility. I think this is an awesome album. The first album is really good too for a debut, but Nihility is like, they've honed their skills a little bit. The production is much thicker, much better. The technical level is great. What an awesome album it is. The title track is just easily my favourite track on the album. The other track I want to mention is Spheres of Madness. It's a killer track. It's got awesome staccato riffs. Very, very cool death metal album. Power, precise, brutal, technical, but still catchy as well. Number 12 is Nocturnal Rites, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Yeah, I loved this album when I got it. I was just getting into power metal. It's 1997. Just getting more into power metal. I just played this album to death when I got it. I had the cassette at that time. I just loved this album. The singer Anders Zachrisson, he was a favourite of mine. Very nasal sounding, but very unique style. I really enjoyed his vocals, even though he had quite a strong Scandi accent as well. The songs I love are Lost in Time, Pentagram, and my absolute favourite, which was The Vision. I love the song The Vision. It is so catchy. It's basically like an Iron Maiden type song. Lots of gallop, superb melodic riffs, and a great chorus. Okay, number 11, staying with power metal, we've got Rhapsody, Symphony of Enchanted Lands. I think I listened to this a little bit after 1998, after Nocturnal Rites, but Rhapsody's blew me away. I'd never really heard anything like it. The symphonic elements, the over-the-top choirs. Obviously, I have to mention Emerald Sword. It's the standout track on the album. It's not a song which I don't think to this day they cannot play live, either version of the band when they play. The other song I want to mention is Eternal Glory. Very cool song, very melodic, very catchy. Right, moving on. In 10th place, we've got, sticking with power metal, Hammerfall's Legacy of Kings. The debut, Glory to the Brave, was good. I mean, it blew up the Euro power metal scene. It was like the catalyst for power metal to become big in Europe, and it was a great start. But Legacy of Kings is up, for me, the real true Hammerfall. I mean, it starts with the proper Hammerfall for me. It's more melodic, it's catchier, the riffs are heavier, the production is so much better. The opening track, Heeding the Call, is it's like a call to arms. We're heeding the call for metal. The power metal troops in Europe rose up with that song. They were lying dormant throughout most of the 90s, and then Hammerfall said, yes, power metal is back. call to arms, heeding the call. And of course, the other song is Let the Hammer Fall. Who doesn't love that? I mean, I don't think a Hammerfall gig can take place without them playing Let the Hammer Fall. They just have to play it. It's a mid-tempo, true heavy metal track. The power metal heads just love it. I mean, it's just, every time you hear it, it's just, you know, it makes you want to raise your fist again. Okay, number 9, staying in Sweden but switching styles. I'm going for In Flames, The Jester Race. When I first heard The Jester Race, I was like, I wasn't right big into melodic death or that kind of vocals, but I really enjoyed In Flames. I was blown away by the guitar work, the melodies. The vocals were harsh, but still, you know, suited the music very well. The songs I want to mention are Moon Shield, the opening track. It's just a classic track. And the speedier track, Artifacts of the Black Rain. Again, a classic track. The title track as well, Just a Race, is a very catchy, mid-pace, mid-tempo, melodic death track. I love that album from In Flames. I don't think they've even bettered it since. I mean, the current In Flames is much different, but that style of melodic death is just epic. I love that album, Just a Race, from In Flames. Okay, number 8 is the second King Diamond album, Abigail. Fatal Portrait is a good album. I like it, but Abigail is just, when I first heard Abigail, you know, I didn't even want to put Fatal Portrait on anymore. It's just an epic album. I mean, I got used to King Diamond's vocals. It took a while, but musically the album is just superb. The title track, then you've got Arrival, which is the opening track. It's just wonderful guitar work. And then you've got my favourite song on the album, which is The Family Ghost. I love The Family Ghost. It's just an epic song. King Diamond's vocals on that song, just superb fun to listen to. Okay, number 7, very famous band, of course. It's Killers from Iron Maiden. The debut was a classic, but Killers, everything improves, you know, more than one notch for me. You know, the production is much better. The songs are a little bit more aggressive. Still very melodic, still got a lot of edge. The title track is undeniable. It's just a killer. My favourite track is Murders in the Rue Morgue. I just love Murders in the Rue Morgue. I mean, it's just an awesome track. And another song I will mention is Genghis Khan, the instrumental. I think it's just a great fun track. Great guitar riffs, great melodies. Just love Genghis Khan. There you have Killers at number 7. Number 6, we're getting there. We've got Atheist, Unquestionable Presence. The first album was good. It's melodic, technical, but Unquestionable Presence like lifts everything to a much higher level. It's like super technical death metal with a lot of jazzy bits, a lot of sort of funky bass playing, amazing bass throughout, awesome stuff. The songs I want to mention are Mother Man, Formative Years, and Incarnation's Dream. Just great songs. I could pick anything from this album, but just superb, you know, way of their. No one really sounds like Atheist. I mean, they've got their own style, this jazzy, funky, over the top riff, stop start style. They were their own style. I mean, you know, I don't think there's really been too much of a Atheist copy band out there, but there you have it. I love that album, Unquestionable Presence. Okay, in 5th place, I'm staying in Florida. The Masters, Death and Leprosy. Yeah, the debut is a classic, no doubt. Scream Bloody Gore, but for me, Leprosy is when Chuck really learns how to control his instruments, hone the songwriting, make classic death metal riffs, screaming vocals as he normally does, just very catchy songs. The ultimate death metal song, Pull the Plug, is on this album, of course. I don't think a death gig would have happened without Pull the Plug being played. Two other songs to mention: Open Casket, another very cool song, and Forgotten Past, another very, very cool death metal song. But they're all cool on Leprosy. Very cool album. From Death. Okay, in fourth place, switching tack, staying in America, but completely different style. We've got the second album from Alter Bridge, called Blackbird. This album blew me away when I first heard it. I mean, I love the first album from Alter Bridge, but Blackbird just completely blows me away. It's a killer album. I mean, great songwriting, Miles Kennedy on vocals, Mark Tremonti songwriting, and killer riffs, killer solos, amazing stuff. Opener Ties That Bind, powerful, pounding, modern rock, killer stuff. Rise Today, a very catchy song, but the tour de force of the album is the title track, Blackbird, a very, very emotional song. Very deep song, very heavy, just a soaring anthem, a very cool song, which I love, and I don't think they've ever not played live as well. I've seen Alter Bridge a few times, 3 or 4 times I think, and they've always played that. I doubt an Alter Bridge gig can pass by without them playing Blackbird. Okay, the top 3. In third place is the mighty Megadeth and Peace Sells, but who's buying? Well, it has to be there. It's one of the best second albums of all time, no doubt. What can I say? The title track, Peace Sells, always played live, literally. Wake Up Dead, my favourite song on the album, literally always played live. Bad Omen is my third choice. Again, amazing. I could pick any song from this. My Last Words, Black Friday, Devil's Island, Good Morning Black Friday. What can I say? Any song. It's a classic of thrash metal. Okay, in second place, going to Sweden and the mighty Lost Horizon, A Flame to the Ground Beneath. The debut album, gave you the sign of what Lost Horizon is all about, and they quickly followed it up with A Flame to the Ground Beneath, which is literally basically my favorite power metal album of all time ever. I mean, there's not a single song on that I don't love. The opening track, Pure, is it's a godly, melodic, fast, energetic track. Lost in the Depths of Me, just an awesome, more emotional track. Cry of a Restless Soul, again, a more heavy, melodic track. And then you've got the all-out, throw the kitchen sink in there, epic Highlander, in brackets, The One. A godly power metal track with everything thrown in. Fast, slow, heavy, everything. And of course, I should mention the vocalist, Daniel Hyman. The guy is just a godly singer, one of the best in power metal of all time. Shame he left the band, and the band could not find a new singer, which is understandable, and is no more. But we've had a lot of albums from Daniel Hyman since, so he's not been completely gone. We've heard him, but I don't know. I just feel he was made for Lost Horizon. He should have, I don't know, buried the hatchet, done something to create that third album. I still have hope. They're all still alive. They're not that old. You never know. You never know. You need to have hope. But you still haven't heard my number one album of this video, which is Testaments, The New Order. The debut album, The Legacy, yes, it's a classic. It's very good. But for me, The New Order is just an awesome, awesome follow-up. I mean, it's like Testament. Again, you get one album under your belt, but the second album, you really hone things. You take things to the next level. And Testament does that on this album. I mean, the songwriting is tight. The riffs are much crunchier, much better. Just an awesome, awesome set of riffs. Great songs. Chuck Billy in his best vocal mode. The songs are all awesome. New Order, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch, which is my favourite Testament song of all time. The Preacher, Trial by Fire, Eerie Inhabitants, the list goes on. I mean, they play these songs live to this day. So, you know, these songs have stood the test of time. You can't deny them. Okay, that was it. Testament is my number one sophomore album of all time. There you have the full list. Opeth, Boston, Decapitated, Nocturnal Rites, Rhapsody, Hammerfall, In Flames, King Diamond, Iron Maiden, Atheist, Death, Alter Bridge, Megadeth, Lost Horizon, and finally Testaments, The New Order. Okay, you might have seen I've missed something. Metallica's Ride the Lightning. Believe it or not, I don't own a copy of that, so it couldn't make the list. But to be fair, it does belong in this list somewhere. So as a postscript, PS, let's give Metallica a little sniff of this list as well. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more.